Hey, this is Bike to the Top. I want to give some information about the NiteRider Lumina OLED 1100 boost. The OLED just signifies that it has the OLED screen on the top right here. This particular model comes with 9 modes of lighting functions. It's a little bit tricky to understand how to get to each of these modes, and most importantly, whichever mode you want to choose as your default when you turn the unit on can be programmed. And that's one of the motivational reasons I have for sharing how to do so. I learned that the NiteRider website nor the information presented with the device have that trick. I called them at NiteRider and I was told how to accomplish this. So first off, I'll share on the box for the device their layout for all the modes is right here. It indicates there's 1 through 9. The first 3 are just regular lighting modes that when you toggle through the power switch, they come up. And the 4th one is the boost mode. You have to double click the power switch to get it. And you have to do so rapidly. The other modes consist of number 5 and 6 have a strobe effect. 7 is a walk mode, which is basically a low continuous light level. And 8 is also, I believe, another strobing mode, as well as 9, which it calls SOS. I presume the pattern that illuminates is maybe a standard flashing pattern for SOS. So I'm going to show you how to pick which of these modes comes on by default when you turn the device on. You can pick any one of them, but typically for me, I'm going to be riding a bike and I just want this to be my headlamp. So I'm going to choose probably setting number 2 because it's ample amount of light and it'll run for like 3 hours there at 450 lumens. So if we come back to the unit, I'm going to start out by showing you when I first hit the power button, the OLED display tells me it's in the lockout mode. To get it out of lockout mode, press and hold the button for about 7 seconds and the light will come on in whatever mode it was left in. So this is the way it comes from the factory. It's in that mode number 1, the lowest continuous light setting, and it's telling me that I have 100% charge on the unit. The other membrane switches on this device are right here, and this one's called page in the top left and enter in the top right, and then the other one I'll just call the power button. But right now we see it's in the lowest light setting. If I toggle through the power button, I get to the other modes. Those are the first 3. Now I'll double click and I get into boost mode. If I press it one more time, it just drops back down to the highest level and it'll start cycling around each time I click it in those 3 modes, the first 3. However, if I want to get into one of the other 9 modes, I have to hit the page button. Now it's in the number 2 menu page, and it's strobing. I can hit the power button once again and it'll pick another one of the modes. Hit the power button again I get to walk mode. If I hit the power button again, it just goes back to where we started. So now it's time to hit the page button once again, and we'll get to page 3. So it's strobing away. And if I hit the button, the power button once again, I can explore the other modes available on page 3. So I click it once more, there's the SOS, and this other mode. So there's really, I guess, 2 on page 3, 2 different ones. So if I hit back to the page mode, I want to get to page 1 and say I want to have my light default, when I turn it on, come to the second power level. I can choose any one of the modes that I showed you earlier, and the following function applies. And I'm just going to call it the default startup mode. So if I want it to be that second one, I place the light in that position, then I touch this other button called the enter button and hold it for about 4 seconds until the unit flashes. Here we go. Okay, it flashed, and that indicates that it accepted the new default. So I can navigate around to any other value I want. As an example, I'll even go to one of the other pages, go into strobe mode. If I shut it off now, press and hold the power button, it goes off, and I can turn it back on, and you'll see it comes to the middle intensity level, which is called mode 2 on the box. And here's all the modes. So I've got it set at mode 2, but like I said, you can pick any one of these modes. I guess it'd be interesting to try boost, but I doubt anybody'd want to do that. It'd burn through a lot of battery every time. But that's the principle as I understand it. So another important thing to do, whenever you're shutting this light down, make sure you put it in lockout mode so that it can't inadvertently come on, start a fire, or melt something. You know, if it's not on your helmet or on the bike, if it's in a confined space, it's a energy hazard, could start a fire. So to get back into lockout mode, you just press the power button, hold it for 7 seconds, and it'll flash. I'm still holding. And there you go. It shows me I'm back in lockout mode. So there you have it. That's a tour of all the different modes.